The motorcycle world thought it had the 2026 model year figured out. More electronics, more aero wings, more screens, more algorithms deciding how much fun you're allowed to have. And then Honda quietly pulls the cover off the 2026 Honda CB1300 Super 4, and suddenly the entire conversation changes. Because this isn't a hyper-naked chasing dyno charts. It isn't a retro-styled fashion statement built for social media. It's something far more dangerous to the competition. A brutally honest, big-bore street machine that blends old-school muscle with modern precision so seamlessly that it almost feels rebellious. In a time when motorcycles are trying harder than ever to look futuristic, the CB1300 Super 4 stands tall and says, "Power never goes out of style." And just like that, riders who thought the golden era of Japanese muscle bikes was gone are leaning forward in their chairs again. At first glance, the design feels like a deliberate throwback, but look closer and you realize this isn't nostalgia, it's confidence. The round LED headlight keeps the classic silhouette alive, but the lighting signature is crisp and modern. The sculpted tank is broad and commanding, flowing into a clean, purposeful tail section that doesn't scream for attention yet somehow dominates it. The exposed inline-4 engine is proudly displayed instead of hidden behind plastic, reminding you that this motorcycle is about mechanical presence. There's an authenticity here that many modern bikes struggle to replicate. Honda didn't try to reinvent the CB identity, they refined it. Every angle feels intentional. Every curve feels functional. It's retro without being dated, muscular without being bulky, and aggressive without needing sharp, overstyled bodywork. In a parking lot full of angular street fighters, the CB1300 doesn't shout. It simply stands there, and somehow becomes the center of attention anyway. But let's talk about what really matters. That engine. A 1300cc inline-4 in 2026 feels almost rebellious in itself. While others chase extreme horsepower figures through high-revving, tightly wound setups, Honda leans into displacement and torque. The result? A power band that feels thick, immediate, and deeply satisfying. Twist the throttle at 3000 RPM and you don't get a hesitant buildup. You get instant forward motion. Roll it on at highway speeds and the bike surges ahead with a turbine-like smoothness that makes overtakes feel effortless. There's no frantic top-end scramble required to unlock performance. The CB1300 delivers usable, street-dominating power exactly where riders live most of the time, in the mid-range. And when you do wind it out, that classic inline-4 scream builds in a way that feels both nostalgic and intoxicating. It's not just about numbers, it's about feel. And the feel is addictive. Honda didn't stop at brute force though. Refinement is where the 2026 model quietly shocks even experienced riders. Throttle response has been sharpened without becoming twitchy. Fueling is crisp and predictable, eliminating the jerky transitions that can plague large displacement naked bikes. Engine vibration, often a concern on big inline-4s, has been carefully managed. What you're left with is a motor that feels alive but not rough, muscular but not exhausting. It's the kind of balance that only comes from decades of engineering experience. You can cruise for hours without fatigue, yet still crack the throttle and feel a surge that makes your heart race. That dual personality, civilized cruiser and street bruiser, is where the CB1300 begins to separate itself from both traditional retros and modern hyper-nakeds. Then there's the chassis, arguably the most surprising part of the entire package. On paper, a 1300cc steel-frame naked bike shouldn't feel agile. It shouldn't invite aggressive cornering. And yet, once you start leaning into a series of sweepers, the bike responds with composure and confidence. Updated suspension tuning provides a blend of plush ride quality and firm support under load. It soaks up imperfect pavement without wallowing, and when you push harder, it holds its line with reassuring stability. The weight, yes, there's some of it, actually becomes part of the charm. It gives the bike a planted, substantial feel that inspires trust at speed. This isn't nervous, twitchy performance. It's grounded, controlled authority, the kind that makes you want to keep leaning, keep accelerating, keep riding. Braking performance has evolved right alongside the handling. Modern calipers and updated ABS calibration bring the stopping power firmly into 2026 territory. Initial bite is strong but progressive, giving riders precise control without abruptness. Hard braking into corners feels stable and composed, with no unsettling chassis drama. The ABS system works quietly in the background, intervening only when truly necessary. It doesn't dilute the riding experience, it enhances confidence. For a bike built around muscle and torque, that kind of braking assurance is critical, and Honda delivers it without turning the experience clinical or sterile. Now let's address the elephant in the room: technology. The CB1300 Super 4 isn't trying to compete with tech-heavy flagship superbikes loaded with every conceivable rider aid. But it also isn't stuck in the past. Subtle updates bring modern functionality without overwhelming the bike's analog soul. The instrumentation blends classic styling cues with digital clarity, giving riders essential information without turning the cockpit into a tablet farm. Rider aids are present but measured. Traction control works smoothly and predictably. Lighting is fully modern and efficient. The result is a machine that feels contemporary without losing its character. Honda clearly understood the assignment: update the essentials, preserve the emotion. Comfort is another area where the CB1300 quietly dominates expectations. The upright riding position strikes a sweet spot between relaxed and engaged. Wide handlebars provide leverage and control, while the seat offers surprising long-distance support. This isn't a cramped sport bike or a laid-back cruiser. It's a versatile standard built for real-world riding. Highway miles pass easily thanks to smooth engine character and stable chassis dynamics. Around town, the bike feels commanding, yet manageable. It's big enough to feel substantial, but not so oversized that it becomes intimidating. For riders who want a do-it-all street machine with real personality, this balance is rare and valuable. What truly makes the 2026 CB1300 Super 4 so compelling, though, is the emotional connection it creates. In a market filled with increasingly complex motorcycles, this bike feels refreshingly direct. You twist the throttle, it responds. You lean into a corner, it holds the line. You brake hard, it settles confidently. There's a mechanical honesty here that resonates deeply. It doesn't try to filter every sensation through layers of software. It trusts the rider, and that trust builds loyalty. For many, the CB1300 won't just be another model year release, it will be a statement. A reminder that motorcycling, at its core, is about connection between rider and machine. So what does the 2026 Honda CB1300 Super 4 represent in today's motorcycle landscape? It represents restraint in the best possible way. It proves that you don't need 200 horsepower, winglets, or spaceship styling to deliver excitement. It shows that displacement, torque, balance, and thoughtful refinement still matter. And perhaps most importantly, it revives the spirit of big-bore naked bikes in a way that feels authentic rather than manufactured. Honda didn't chase trends with this machine. They trusted their heritage and elevated it, and in doing so, they may have created one of the most satisfying street motorcycles of 2026. Not because it shouts the loudest, but because it understands exactly what riders have been missing: